but it really does show in that movie. So I definitely would recommend seeing that too if you ever get a chance to appreciate not only theater arts but also for something classic. Funny thing is that my honorable mention, well, two of my honorable mentions. One of them is the movie Beastly, which stars Vanessa Ann Hudgens from High School Musical. Yeah, I was a part of that phase, and that was something else. But honestly, one of my coworkers was actually recommending this, and I thought that I would mention this because it seemed like one of those very modern day Beauty and the Beast where this girl has to basically see his inner beauty, and that's where he can, I guess, get his handsome good looks back. Oh man, I think that the costume design for and I'm trying to think of the way that they made his skin just look awful. I thought looked fantastic. I've seen the trailers for it. It looks really, really good. But I'm definitely gonna. You've seen it?
Yes, and the funny thing is I'm not trying to knock it or anything, but I am an avid reader, and I read Beastly, and the movie. If you've read Beastly, don't see the movie because you'll hate it.
One of those deals.
The thing is, I enjoyed, and I would recommend watching Beastly because it does give you a little different feel, a more modern version of Beauty and the Beast. But after you watch it, I think you should go read the book. And the book is really cool, really interesting. And he does look like a beast in the book, and he doesn't look like Frankenstein. Or the monster of Frankenstein, not Frankenstein. I would get in trouble if I was on a horror podcast right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, they made a lot of quick and rash decisions making that movie that just went totally against what the book was for, and they rushed it, and I was like, oh, they could have done such a good job, but they decided to, just do their own thing and not go by the book, which it can bite you in the butt. And for people who didn't read it, I think a lot of people enjoyed it as long as they didn't read the book. But I would recommend reading the book after then.
Well, definitely good advice to hear. And the other one was the Lemony Snicket's series of unfortunate events. That was the one that was starring Jim Carrey. And I know a lot of people are always going to knock on it because of the fact that Jim Carrey does his little overacting deal. But in all honesty, I don't know. Well, you're kind of the bookworm between us. Comparing this movie to the book series, is there any major differences? Is this one of those things where, again, the book does a better job than the movie, or does the movie do a pretty decent job?
I actually didn't see the movie
because really?
I definitely heard a lot of negativity about it. I didn't partake in that series much. I did read the first book, and that was what the movie was about. And I've heard from other people that they didn't add a lot of the background information that they should have. So a lot of people who did not read the book were kind of lost, or they were like, well, this doesn't really make sense if you don't explain about the kids' backstories and stuff. But, again, I haven't seen the movie, so I can't really judge on that. But yeah, I don't know. I could have sworn that they're trying to do that again. Is that something that you heard of? I thought I heard that they're trying to do another series of unfortunate events.
Well, I know for a while they were going to make it into a TV series, but I think that they were hoping that the movie was going to be successful. But I guess, unfortunately, I think with all the negative reviews as well as some of the negative feedback that they probably had, it probably derailed them just a little bit, which I could understand. But at the same time, it's like you had a plan. Why let 1 or 2 or 10 people say bad things and kill your plans? It just doesn't make sense. But
I think it's coming on Netflix.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't heard too much in the way of anything major that they were going to do with the Lemony Snicket deal, but maybe they'll bring it back. Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Huh.
Friday the 13th of January.
Oh, wow. You could not pick a more interesting day than that.
Yeah, so they're definitely doing it on Netflix. I thought I saw something that I was I'm pretty sure they're doing it. Yeah, it's a series of unfortunate events
All right.
on Netflix. And this was released or published on October 4th, 2016.
Okay.
So hey, they're trying again, so that's always good.
All right. Sweet. Well, I'll probably have to look into that when it comes out in January. Other than Stranger Things that comes out next year, which you guys can check out our review that we did last week, which was awesome. Definitely have to look forward to it. But finally, let's finally get into top 10 of our underrated, underappreciated movies. I think we delayed this long enough. I think I'll kick it off right now. My number 10 movie that was underrated, underappreciated was actually a bit of a clay animated movie, and that being Chicken Run. The story behind it is, I think the story behind it is good. The voice acting is phenomenal. It's one of those movies that I think is underappreciated. And it also could have like a little bit of a backstory behind it because, in all honesty, it is one of those things where it's like almost like dealing with I guess you could say the interrogation camps that was back in World War II. Yeah, it was World War II. And it kind of has that kind of same feel to it where nothing feels better once you're, free and out of your area. But of course it's about chickens. But at the same time, it's very entertaining. It's very fun. All these chickens are trying to find a way to get out. And then this rooster who apparently can fly is going to help them find a way to escape their farm. And honestly, guys, it's a good movie. It's definitely one of those things that would be recommended for families. There's a little bit of a dark side to it, but at the same time, it's not like a dark side where it's like, oh, these kids will never want to see it again. No. It's one of those things where it's like a little dark here and there, but it's still good enough for movies.
Right. I like that movie. That's definitely a good one. And you know what's fun? I don't know if you ever do this, but I do this. Is I like to look at the voice actors now. Because as a kid, I didn't ever care about that. I just knew they were talking.
Yeah.
But I know that Mel Gibson is actually, in that movie. There's a lot of, big voice actors in these old, almost kind of forgotten movies.
That's right, yeah.
And I was like, I remember Mel Gibson's in that movie. Which, back in the day, he was, super popular at that time, so.
Yeah, and then Passion of the Christ came out, and everybody's just like, oh, you Jew-hating person, you. It's like...
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that came out about Mel.
Yeah, just a little bit.
We'll just leave that. Leave him over there.
All right, so what's your number 10?
Well, yeah, I kind of did the same thing. I picked more of a more child favorite, and it's not Disney, because I feel like a lot of Disney movies, like we said, aren't underrated. So one of my number 10, this is The Iron Giant. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong that it's underrated, but I feel like a lot of people, it's a forgotten movie. Some people don't remember, these old movies that were not Disney. But yeah, The Iron Giant was, the kid discovering this giant alien type thing from the sky, and it's kind of like what you were saying. No, this is more the Cold War than World War II. But when the Cold War, when they were told that, you got to watch out for nuclear war and the Russians or SSR, USSR, not the Russians, the USSR was going to attack the USA and all these different things. So it involved a lot of the army trying to find and destroy this little kid's really good, enormous robot friend.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What was cool about this one, too, is the voice talent is Jennifer Aniston, Harry Connick Jr., Vin Diesel. Are you kidding? All these people are amazing.
Yeah, it's really crazy how a lot of these animated movies are so underappreciated because they have such good, talented actors playing in them. But now I want to, pause here so I can actually clarify something. I want to kind of put this in perspective. When I talk about animated, I have animated series and animated movies different from anime. And the reason why is because I think animated, especially in America, is more child friendly. It's more family based. It's a little more, I guess, brighter than what it could be. And then when I think of anime, I think of the Japanese style where it's like, yeah, it's animated, but at the same time, it's a little more no holds barred. It's like, there's like no limitations and nothing quite, the imagination's not only the limit, it's basically the borderline, and they go above and beyond that. So that's my perspective when it comes to animated versus anime. But I know that there's a lot of people that say, "Oh, they're basically the same." Hey, you have a right to your opinion. That's just the way I see it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could say it's all of them could be categorized under cartoons, but I don't know. The anime has its own category for a reason, so I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah. All right. So, what is your number 9 pick?
My number 9?
Your number 9.
I thought this was kind of clever because number 9 is in the name. This is my pick was District 9. Have you heard of this?
District 9. That sounds familiar, but maybe once you tell me like the storyline, I might pick up on it.
Yeah, so this is produced by Peter Jackson. It was about a group of aliens coming to, our world. And instead of how most alien invasions happen, that the aliens were way more equipped than us and more smart and everything, had bigger technology, these aliens actually didn't. They were more like kind of like insect-looking creatures. So they came to our planet and we put them in like concentration camps and stuff because, they're creepy aliens, and that's what their little area was called District 9, and it was basically a documentary type of shooting, following this guy around who was going through the camps to try to figure out like the aliens and whatnot, and he ended up I don't want to give it all away, but he ends up getting infected by something, and we're following his story of how he's going from being a normal human to being almost treated like one of these aliens because of his interactions with them, and they're treated like dirt. They kind of look like bugs. But I just really enjoyed this. I think a lot of people might have seen it when it came out. I feel like, when did it come out? It's rated R, so it's a little, it's not a kid-friendly movie, but it came out in...
It came out in... It came out... yeah, I got it right here. It came out August 14th in 2009.
Yes. Okay. So, yeah, it's been a while, but it's really an interesting take on an alien invasion. Like, we are more equipped to handle these aliens. Like, all of our technology was, better than them. They came because they were on a dying planet, and they came because they needed to come to our planet, and they're basically like slaves and prisoners. So it kind of is just like, it's been kind of I don't know, I don't want to say a simile, but it seems like it's kind of showing like how we can treat other people and how it's like a divide of the races or something, but through an alien race. But it was really interesting to me, and I think it was worth the watch. I don't think people watch it more than once because, it has a pretty surprising ending, and you're like, oh, wow. But it's the same guy, the actor who was in this, do you have the actor's name by any chance?
Main lead actor's name, let me see here.
The main guy that we follow around, he was in Maleficent as the king, and he's also in the Hardcore Henry or Hardcore Harry. But she does all these like really interesting movies, but he's not that well known. Doesn't say it on my.
I think it's Charlton Copley, I think.
Yeah, is he like a little white guy?
I think it's it. Yeah, I think that's him. I remember Hardcore. Oh man, why didn't I put Hardcore Henry on here? I didn't. But I loved that. I loved that movie. I thought it was really good.
Yeah,